Welcome to Truth Thursday, a space where we explore the untold truths, break through the illusions, and embrace the journey of inner healing. Today we dive into a tale where the invisible forces of balance, destiny, and the price of transformation are revealed. In this story, we join Alexis as she unexpectedly enters a trance, receiving a divine message that reshapes her understanding of self, growth, and the path to purpose. This is not just a tale of wisdom. It's a call to reflect on the sacrifices and challenges that come with embracing our true calling and stepping into the fullness of our potential. Let's begin today's story, Alexis's Trance and the Balance of Life. The room was filled with a group of young women eager to hear my speech on self-esteem. I stood tall at the podium, feeling the weight of their anticipation. Yet something inside me was different today. I had come prepared to share my journey, a story of embracing one's true self despite the world's pressures. But as I opened my mouth to speak, something unexpected happened. A chill washed over me. My voice trembled. The words I had carefully planned seemed to slip away. The room filled into an eerie silence, and the heaviness settled on my chest. My body stiffened, and I felt an unknown force pulling me inward. My mind raced in confusion, but there was no turning back. I closed my eyes, trying to steady myself, but it was as though I was being guided into something deeper. Then a melody began to echo in my ears. It was familiar, yet distant, a song that resonated deep within my spirit. What God has for me, it is for me. The song played in my mind like a distant hymn, a message beyond this physical world. I stood frozen, feeling the words vibrate through my heart, when suddenly another voice broke through the melody. You cannot have the good without the bad. Positive and negative must balance. The words struck me like a lightning bolt. It was as if the truth far beyond the physical realm was being imparted to me. Everything comes at a price, and balance is key. In that moment, I realized my message needed to change. My body shifted, and I felt a deep calm wash over me as I spoke. So for all the people who want something that someone else has, whether it's their job, home, spouse, or money, my question is, are you ready to balance what it takes to have what they have? I said, my voice steady but filled with conviction. A lot of people will look at someone and think they have it made because of what they see before them. But they don't look any deeper to see what they have to go through to get it or to keep it. There's always a price to pay. The young women listened intently, their eyes fixed on me, and I could feel their connection. My thoughts raced, but the message was clear. I had been guided to offer a deeper understanding. Not to mention, I continued, if this is not your destiny and you swap places with someone else, are you really in the position to keep it? Even in the world, a person has to go to school, learn lessons, and gain the skills needed before they can earn a degree or rewards. And often, you must continue to master that skill to maintain it. I took a deep breath, grounding myself before I continued. It's almost the same on the spiritual side. You develop your training through the time you put in, learning, listening, and practicing what you've been taught by the divine. It's not easy. First, you go through the world with everyone thinking you're crazy because you're going against what they've been programmed to believe or what they've been conditioned to ignore. But you have this inner relationship with the divine that you cannot ignore. And that's not an option for you. I paused, reflecting on my own journey. And because of this, you begin to think maybe you are crazy because everyone around you can't seem to hear, see, smell, or feel the things you do. And you wonder how they can't, or how are they able to ignore what seems so plain to you? It's a lonely feeling. A soft sigh escaped my lips as I leaned into the vulnerability of the message I was about to share. The isolation period, that's the hardest. The time when you're learning yourself, becoming closer to the divine, and developing your skills. It can get really crazy because you're doing so much inner reflection. At first, it's sad and lonely, but also peaceful and tranquil. You want to share what you're going through, but the world around you isn't caught up where you are. So you have to find new people, those who are either going through the same transition or have already been through it. The young women were silent, their faces soft with understanding. I could feel their hearts opening as I continued. And then, after all of this, you go through a period of graduation. This is the part the world gets to see. Your growth, your transformation, the rewards of your time learning about yourself. Your ancestors, your spirit guides, and the divine, and everything else that the Matrix tells you to ignore because it's make-believe or of the devil. I locked eyes with the women in the room, each of them absorbing the truth in my words. The graduation and the celebration part, that's what most people want. But they don't want to pay the price for it. I don't blame them. If I could have the healed me without the shadow work and the pain it took to get here, without the therapy and the self-healing, I would too. But this is a divine calling, something the world doesn't understand. You can't swap, take, or kill for it. It's a calling that is so much more and higher than that. My voice softened, the final message flowing like a river of truth. It's something that you will never understand if you're still living within the confinements of what some woman or man told you was the right way to do things. And you do it without questioning why or where that belief came from. As I finished, the trance slowly began to lift, the room gradually returning to its normal state. The young women sat in a stunned silence, processing the depth of what had just been shared. I took a moment to regain myself, feeling a profound sense of peace washing over me. I had shared the truth, the balance, and the sacred path that comes with embracing one's purpose, no matter how hard the journey might be. And in doing so, I had brought clarity not only to myself, but also to those who were ready to hear it. As the trance lifted and the room returned to its familiar hum, I could feel the energy shift, quiet yet profound. As Alexis had shared the truth that reached deep into the hearts of the women present and into her own spirit, there was a stillness and understanding that hung in the air like a sacred offering. In that moment, the weight of her words was not just a lesson, it was a call to reflect on the balance we each carry in our own lives. The price we pay for growth and the divine purpose guiding us all. As you reflect on today's story, I encourage you to sit with this thought. Growth and transformation often come at a cost, but they also carry the promise of something greater. What are you willing to embrace? And what are you ready to release in your own journey of becoming? Healing comes through understanding, and that every experience, good or bad, plays a role in the greater balance of your life. When we honor the sacred lessons and the journey, we allow space for growth, for wisdom, and for divine purpose to unfold. You're not alone in this path. Together, we are rewriting our stories, and through that, we heal.